into some. Look at my skin just glowing on camera. You gonna say your grace? Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So if you're not new here, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be taking you all on a journey of my book haul, so come along. Manny just called us. Just talked to him. We're heading into some. Look at my skin just glowing on camera. Hey, how are you? Oh, no, thank you. Oh, I love Wednesday.
Taking pictures of what to get
every
day for Christmas.
You can get whatever you want, but you're not getting no picture book.
I can get anything. I can get something.
Yeah, you only have $20 though in your pocket, so whatever you get has to be less than that. Because I'm not. You only have $20 and you have tax.
should know what you get.
Oh yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, these some cookies.
Can I get a 20-ounce caramel frappe? Thank you.
You're welcome. You want to try?
You said Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Ooh, this looks so good.
Hey, boy.
Open the door, Manny. Be a gentleman.
No, come on.
You want to say your grace? Okay, so now that we're back, I'm actually going to be showing you all the books that I purchased today. So this is actually like, this is really not even like my first reading vlog. The first video was just like a little unboxing. I'm trying to get used to showing you all my face, so I might even do that video over if I don't decide to post it. But I'm gonna be showing you all the books that I purchased today. So one thing about me is that on my channel you would never see me purchase full price books. I'm sorry, but I don't purchase full price books unless it's something that I really want to read. So the only full price book that I really want to purchase is Lethal, I think it's called Lethal Lady by Nakisa Afia. And oh my gosh, y'all, she is an amazing writer. So this is actually just one of my bookshelves, and if you could see over here, you probably can't even see down here, I have books underneath my TV. It's just pretty much all books, and then I have a shelf behind me with books, but all these are books. So I actually gave away one of her books because my coworker wanted to read it, and then she never gave it back. Luckily it was only $5 when I purchased it. But actually this is one of her books. This is called Harlem Sunset. Her name is Nakisa Afia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but she is an African-American author, and I mean, in her books, okay, I absolutely just love her books, y'all. I'm telling you, this is the first African-American thriller writer whose books I have actually read. Normally, because I buy my books on like a bargain, there aren't that many African-American or Black authors in that particular section of Books A Million. So the first book that I purchased from her was Dead Girls. And when I say I was blown away, I was blown away. Not that African Americans aren't great writers, because they are, right? It was just that I was just blown away by how she interweaved like the Harlem Renaissance era. So basically her books are like set back in like New York City, the Harlem Renaissance era, and then she pretty much mixes how like racism, social inequality is basically embedded into society, and how it affects outcomes of African Americans when it comes to social justice. So I absolutely love that she bases her books on like an era of where basically African Americans were basically blamed for murders that they did not commit. So I absolutely love how she just can really just combine like even modern day social injustices with things that happened like in the past from like the early 1900s into like a murder series. Oh my gosh, y'all, I cannot get over how amazing her books are. So if you're interested in an African-American thriller novel, make sure you pick up this one. So this is Harlem Sunset, and then the other one is Dead Girls. And she let's see, her latest book is called Lethal Lady. That comes out in January of 2025. That's what Books A Million told me. But when I looked online, it said that they had it online, they had it in stock online but not in the store. So I'm assuming that it will be in stores in January of 2025, which is a month. But I don't know, I think you can just like order it online. But I'm probably actually going to purchase that book at full price because I want to read it, and I cannot wait till it goes on sale, and that could be like 2 years from now. So yeah, so anyway, back to the haul for today. So the haul for today is probably a lot. I think over the last 2 days, which you saw earlier, so over the last 2 days I managed to buy 4 books from Ollie. So if you are a bargain shopper like I am, Ollie's is a really great resource for buying. They're not secondhand books, they're basically books from all types of retailers like Target, probably Books A Million, and it's like they sell Ollie's their merchandise. So that's why sometimes when you go to Ollie's, if you have Ollie's near you, I suggest you Google Maps it, or I have an iPhone, so I just put it in Maps. But I suggest you see where the closest Ollie's is, and I suggest you check it out if you have not checked it out. Amazing. That's always my first resource of getting books because they're always cheap. They're actually the price that they're supposed to be honest. So I bought 4 books from Ollie's. And when I go looking through Ollie's, I actually take time. I take about an hour. Well, I give myself an hour because I know if I don't give myself an hour, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna end up with a cart full of books. But I have to give myself I have to set boundaries with myself, with my budget. So I ended up finding 4 books that I have not bought before. So the first book I bought from Ollie's is Lisa Jackson, The Third Grade. So if you know anything about me, like I said before, I love thrillers. I'm really not a rom-com fan. It got to be real juicy for me to read it. I'm really not into romance. I really love thrillers. So my channel will pretty much be reviewing a whole bunch of thrillers, unsolved mysteries, psychological thrillers. So if that's not your cup of tea, then I'm sorry, you might want to like go to another channel, because unless I find a book that is extremely amazing and it's like really, really mind-catching, I probably won't read it. So I absolutely love Lisa Jackson's books. She's not an African-American, but I really, really love her books. I've read her books before, so you probably can't see up here, but I actually organize my books by author because it's just easy for me to remember like what books I have. I know some people organize their books by color. I don't do that because that's confusing to me. Like I'm low-key neurodivergent. So I absolutely have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have, right now I have 5 books by Lisa Jackson. I've read the book Without Mercy. That one was extremely good. And since I have read books from her before, I decided to pick up The Third Grade. So I know this one would be just as amazing as Without Mercy. So if you just want to hear like a little synopsis, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read a little synopsis for you, just for you to get the gist of the book. The old Beaumont mansion is a rotting shell of its once grand self, especially after a disastrous hurricane sweeps through Georgia. Okay. The storm does more than dislodge shutters and shingles. It leads to a grisly find in the cellar. 3 graves, but only 2 skeletons. So this is gonna be good. I can already tell because she writes amazing books. Okay, so then I got The Inquiry by Will Kane. So in these books, oh, hold on. Okay, so then I purchased, this one is a super big book. So if you could see this probably will be one TBR for the month, because there's no way that I'm going to make myself read this in 3 days. I am a very, very fast reader. And if I set my mind to reading a book and getting the content out just like that, I will literally read this in 3 days, because I'm not going to stop reading. I'll be reading this at work, low key. And my best friend, she laughs at me because she knows that I be sneaking reading at work. Okay, but anyway, so this would literally be one TBR for the month. So when I decide to read this, because I have to read this in the sequel. So actually, I'm a visual person, y'all. So excuse me if I have to like pull out all the books. Okay, so I'm actually gonna pull out all the books, because y'all gonna be like, girl, what is wrong with you? So all these along with this one go together. Okay, I think y'all get it now. So basically, all these go together, and I actually looked up these when I first purchased them, because they looked really good. So some of these I bought last year, and I have not gotten around to reading them, but I will. But it is like a cinematic series, so I really just wanted to read the books in sequence. I can't read books out of order. So when I purchased these books, they were all on sale for like $5-6. I never purchased anything more than $6 that's on bargain. If it's more than $6, I'm not getting it. I'm sorry, call me cheap if you want to, but I'm not getting it. So I do not like, oh my gosh, y'all, I do not like hardbacks. Unfortunately, some of these only came in hardbacks. So in the series, it is Career of Evil. And then, so I have them on my shelf in order. And then it's Lethal White.
Okay, I found this on the web for Career of Evil on my shelf. Check it out.
That was my iPad talking to me. Thought I was talking to her, but I'm not. So Troubled Blood, The Cuckoo's Calling, Silkworms, and then, well, I think I just said them out of order, but and then the Ink Black Heart. So I think this was the last one to come out, and when this came out, I was like, I'm not getting this because it was full price, but I found this at Ollie's for $4. So a little synopsis: a scrupulous plotter and master of misdirection, Galbraith keeps the pages turning. Oh, hold on, y'all, that's not the synopsis. Hold on, my bad. This is the 6th book. Yeah, I was right. This is the 6th book. Okay. It says, when frantic, disheveled Eddie Ledwell appears in the office begging to speak to her, private detective Robin Ellicott doesn't know quite what to make of the situation. The co-creator of a popular cartoon, The Ink Black Heart, Eddie, is being persecuted by a mysterious online figure who goes by the pseudonym of Enemy. Eddie is desperate to uncover Enemy's true identity. Robin decides that the agency can't help with this and thinks nothing more of it until a few days later, when she reads the shocking news that Eddie has been tasered and then murdered in Highgate Cemetery, the location of the Ink Black Heart. So I gotta hurry up and get to this book. So yeah. Okay, and then, so I am a fan of J.D. Robb. So if you've never have read any of her books, I swear she has like 40 books. And I do like that her books come in like it's like a sequel. So the first couple of books, visual. So yes, I am gonna like show y'all all the books that I have by J.D. Robb. So I have all of these, and as you can see, I love taps. Have I really read 4 of these? Oh, I have. I did not know I read that one. That got too many books. Okay, wow, I did not know I read that one. I didn't even know I read that one. Wow. Okay, but anyway, so I picked up these also at Ollie's. Like, I picked up these 3. No, I picked up these 2. I think I picked up these 2, Immortal in Death and Glory in Death. So it's almost like a sequel. So it's like you have to read them in sequence. It's like if you read them in sequence, you won't really understand how the story flows. It's oh my gosh, these books are so freaking amazing. Like, I absolutely love her books. If you really love thrillers, you would love these. It's just like, she's a detective. Her husband is always in the mix of every single crime. It's so crazy, but he has the resources to help her solve these crimes because he has like all this technology in the home. She ends up marrying him, but he's always in the middle of like every single crime because he's like, basically he's like well off. So, you know, wealthy people, you know, they know everybody. So he's always in the middle of like every crime, but he literally helps her pretty much solve most of these crimes by the technology and connections that he has. Oh my gosh, y'all, these books, amazing. So it's Encore in Death, Immortal in Death, Glory in Death, and Naked in Death. So they're amazing. And then I have not read this one. This is Secrets in Death. I absolutely hate stickers on books. So I found these. I do not like hardback books. I only like softback books because I can, like, they're flexible. I'm not going to say bend because I don't like my books bent, but I could only find these in hardback. So I picked up Payback in Death and Connections in Death, and I cannot wait to read these. And I know I'm reading these out of sequence because her books really date back to like 1995. And I think Nora Roberts actually, like, she either edits her books or like co-writes with her books. But I see Nora Roberts mentioned in the credits in her books all the time. So that's what I picked up from Ollie's. These were like $4.99. The regular price of these are like $20. When these like when I saw these in Books A Million last year, like, it wasn't even that long ago, but I saw these in Books A Million last year when these came out in hardback. I wish they were in paperback, but they're not. So if you're looking for a good thriller, those are it. Okay, so now we're gonna move on because I don't want to make this video too long. But oh, you know what, I forgot to read y'all the synopsis of the book. It says, homicide cop Eve Dallas and her husband Rourke are putting a portion of their billions towards building a brand new school and youth shelter. Both Eve and Rourke know all too well how hard life can lead kids towards dangerous crossroads. And with this new project, they hope to nudge a few more of them onto the right path. For expert help, they've hired the talented and passionate child psychologist, Dr. Rochelle Pickering, whose own brother pulled himself out of a spiral of addiction and crime, and Rochelle's support. Lyle is living with Rochelle temporarily while he gets his life together, and he's thrilled for his sister when she tells him about Rourke's job offer. But within hours, triumph is followed by tragedy. Okay, so this one, Payback in Death. Just because you're on vacation doesn't mean the murder stops. After a trip to sunny Greece and a visit to Rourke's Irish relatives, homicide detective Eve Dallas is back in her element in gritty, crowded New York, and she's barely putting her suitcase down before she's called to investigate a dead body. I love J.D. Robb. Okay, so the next book I got is The Inquiry by Will Kane. And this book says former cabinet minister Francis Morahan thought he'd left politics for good when he's asked to chair a government inquiry into MI5's records against terror. It comes as an order, not a request. Sarah Shaw, once tethered on the edge of a dangerous circle, now a high-flying lawyer, her past remains buried until a letter summons her to join Morahan's inquiry. Armed with a top-secret, unredacted list of names, Sarah must dodge her one-time connection to the networks she infiltrates, and she is led by a mysterious source into the murkiest corners of post 9/11 Britain. Who was the dark genius manipulating British terror? So this seemed like it would be a good read. I wasn't too sure about this one when I picked this up. It just seems like it's more of like suspense, not really like an unsolved murder mystery, but it just seemed like it would be good. But I'm hoping this does not be on my DNF. Okay, so the next is CJ Box. Hands down, absolutely love this author. I have, probably can't see, but I have about 2, 4, 5 books already by CJ Box. I've read like 2 of those books, and I picked this one up called The Disappearance. CJ Box is an amazing author, and I absolutely love this book. So when I purchase books, I try to look for the same exact author because I know their writing style and I know that it's going to be amazing no matter what. So this says Wyoming's new governor isn't sure what to make of Joe Pickett, but he has a job for him that is extremely delicate. A prominent British businesswoman never came from the high-end guest ranch she was visiting, and the British embassy is pressing hard. At the same time, his friend Nate Romanowski has asked Joe to intervene with the feds on behalf of an issue passionately felt by Falconers, but inexplicably being blocked. It seems like a matter of lesser importance to Joe right now, but the more he digs into both cases, the more someone is trying to stop him. Is it because of the missing woman or the Falconers, or are they somehow connected? So this is definitely a must read. Okay, so I've never bought a book from this author, Sarah Bailey, but the synopsis on the back of the book seemed like it would be really interesting to read. It says, troubled and brilliant Detective Sergeant Gemma Woodstock finds herself alone after a recent move to Melbourne. Her new workplace is a minefield, and Detective Sergeant Nick Fleet, the partner she has been assigned, is uncommunicative and often hostile. Then Sterling Wade, an up-and-coming actor, is murdered while the cameras are rolling. So this seemed like it will be like extremely good. So I can't wait to read this one. Hopefully I can read that next year because I have so many books. Okay, so the next one that I pulled, so most of these books were $2.99, $2.97, $3.97. I literally paid from, these books are from Books A Million. So the first 4 were from Ollie's, but these now were from Books A Million. So I spent $51 on like 10 books. That's insane, right? So this one is Lisa Reagan, Her Final Confession. So this says the body of a young man is found in the driveway of a local home in Denton, Pennsylvania, with a photograph pinned to his collar. The house belongs to Gretchen Palmer, a dedicated member of Josie's team, missing for the last 24 hours. Digging deep into Gretchen's secret life, Josie uncovers a link between the boy, the photograph, and a devastating case in Gretchen's past. So that definitely seems like it's something really, really good. Okay, so then we have another J.D. Robb book, as you can see. Absolutely love this author, as you can tell. So without a doubt, I picked this up and put it in my cart because I knew I was getting this. And I think this one was only like $3.97. So was I leaving this? No. Okay, so this is called Forgotten in Death. And it says she gripped the belay rope, took up the slack, leaned into it, and started the descent. Obstacles, she thought, checking left and right behind her as she went down. feet perpendicular to the wall, keeping her pace slow but steady. She adjusted right, left to avoid rubble and rebar and busted beams. 6 feet down, she called up. I'm moving a couple feet to the left. I can get closer. She's right below the beams, between 2 walls. Say, how stable do you figure those beams are? They held up so far. We got you, Lieutenant. You're not going anywhere. So this seems like it's going, I know this is going to be good. It's no doubt. JD Robb is an amazing author. Like, she's amazing. It's no way that's not going to be good. So this one, I've never had a book by Andrew Gross. So this is Eyes Wide Open. This seems like it will be a really, really great thriller. So a little bit of it says, Jay Ehrlich's nephew has been found at the bottom of a cliff at Morro Bay. A tragic suicide, it appears, until secrets from the past rear up again. So I definitely had to get this because this seemed like it was going to be a great read. And I do love that it's flexible. And as you can see, I took all the tickets off, or basically I took all the stickers off the front. So if you ever go to Books A Million, I hate that they put the stickers over the title of the book. I absolutely hate that. Let me know in the comments if you hate that too. That is my pet peeve. I literally it took me an hour to get all the stickers off because y'all, I can't do it. I absolutely cannot do it. So this one is by Sandra Brown. It's called Outfox, and I have other books by Sandra Brown, and I wanted to pick this up to go along with the other books that I already have. And I can say no, I have not read any of her other books, but next year I will actually read at least one or two of her books, hopefully. So this one says FBI agent Drex Easton is driven by a single goal to catch the Connets once known as Weston Graham. Over the years, Weston has assumed countless names and disguises, luring 8 wealthy women out of their fortunes before they disappeared without a trace. Their only common trait, a new man in their life who also vanished. So I already know this is probably going to be really good because I've read synopses of her other books or just like little excerpts of her other books. So I'm really thrilled to be able to read this one to see how the end comes out. Okay, so the next one is The Forgotten Girls by Sarah Bladel or Blytle or Bleedle. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but I think it's Bladel. So her books are actually really good. I have read 2 of her books already, and they were extremely good. She is an amazing author, so it just depends on like the type of writing that you like. So this is also a thriller. So this is 4 days later. Louise Rick still had no answers. An unidentified woman's body was discovered in a local forest. A large, unique scar on one side of her face should have made the identification easy, but nobody has reported her missing. As the new commander of the Missing Persons Department, Louise risks involving the media by releasing a photo of the victim, hoping to find someone who knew her. So I'm excited to read this one. I know this is going to be good because her other 2 books were good. So now these last 3 books, I chose these books because they were African American authors, and these are the only ones that I actually saw on bargain. Yes, I do read books by African American authors, but if they're not on bargain, yeah, I'm not getting them. Because I don't pay full price for books, and that goes for any author. So these books are really out of the ordinary for me. These are very abnormal. I don't read rom-coms at all, but when I saw these, I was like, I'm getting them because I want to support African American authors. And then the excerpts on the back really sound like they were really good. So the first one I got was Black Girls Must Be Magic, and the name of the book just captivated me. So I was like, oh, that sounds like it's gonna be good. So it's by Jane Allen. I've never read any of her books before, and the synopsis on the back kind of like reeled me in. I was like, oh, I really think I want to read that. So it says, for Tabitha Walker, her grandmother's adage, Black girls must die exhausted, is becoming all too true. Discovering she's pregnant after she was told she may not be able to have biological children, Tabitha throws herself headfirst into the world of single mothers by choice. Between 2 jobs, doctor's appointments, and preparing for the baby, she's worn out. And that's before her boss at the local news station starts getting complaints from viewers about Tabitha's natural hair. Man, when I was like, you know what? I'm getting this. Like, I literally just read just those few lines and I knew like I had to support this author, and I'm just like, I'm getting that book because it sounds like it's going to be extremely good. So this is Black Girls Must Be Magic by Jane Allen. Okay, so this one is called The Dating Playbook by Farah Rokan. I want to say Farah Rokan. Like I said, I'm really not into love stories, so this is gonna be very different for me. This is gonna be very hard for me to read, but I'm gonna press through and I'm going to read it. I promise myself that this year I'm going to just open up my reading selection to a little bit of romance. I'm really not into that, but I'm going to try my best to get into a little bit of romance, because there are some books that I've seen some YouTubers recommend that I'm like, oh, maybe I want to read that, I think. Okay, so this is The Dating Playbook, and a little bit of the book says, when it comes to personal training, Taylor Powell kicks serious butt, but it seems no matter how much hustle she puts into her business, the bills keep piling up. Oh, Jesus, yes. And now the money situation is dear. She's going to need more help than her best friend Samaya in London can give her. She needs a miracle. And Jamar Dixon might just be it. The oh so fine former footballer once back in the NFL, and he's convinced Taylor can get him in shape for it. There's just one catch. No one can know she's training him. When they're spotted together by a journalist, Taylor blurts the first thing that comes into her head, that she's Jamar's girlfriend. Now her game plan is turned completely upside down, and she suddenly can't tell whether Jamar is playing to win or playing for keeps. Ooh, when I read that, I was like, oh, this seems spicy. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. So, okay, and then the last one that I purchased is Good Morning Love by Ashley M. Coleman. So this says, Carlissa Carly Hinton feels unstoppable, and with her father's musical talent and her signature big hair by way of her mother's Afro-Latina heritage, Carly is convinced it's only a matter of time before she establishes herself as a sought-after songwriter. But until she makes waves in the music industry, she balances her job at an illustrious media agency with her musical dreams. Enter Tao Anderson, a rising star reminiscent of a young Usher who sends Carly's calculated world into a beautiful frenzy. Their collision seems almost faded and quickly blurs the straight lines. Carly has drawn between business and pleasure, putting both her reputation and her burrowing songwriting career in jeopardy. So I really, really love this. So there's a picture of the author. So I really, really love these 3 African American books that I picked up. So these will definitely probably be on my TBR for January. I'm not sure yet, maybe 1 or 2 of them, but I'm definitely wanting to read these. So I can see me reading these. I might struggle a little bit because I'm not into the love stories, but I can definitely see me reading these. But anyway, let me know in the comments what book you would like to read, and if you have any recommendations of some African American authors that write thrillers, like psychological thrillers, unsolved mysteries, or even just some rom-coms. Even when I say that word, I'm like, no, I just can't read those. But anyway, so if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below. And if you like today's video, make sure you like, share, subscribe to my content. Until next time, thanks for watching.